oil pressure sensor is out. Funny thing is, most people on their C5, the oil pressure gauge is stuck at 80. And mine's the opposite. Mine's actually stuck at 0. And it's been like that for a while. So yeah, I'm just gonna change the sensor out today. So again, by the title, you can see this is the quick way. It's not the manual way where you got to take off the intake and the fuel rails and, you know, disconnect a bunch of hoses and stuff. This is the quick way where you're gonna take off the wipers, take off the cowl, and then you're gonna drill a little piece in there, because obviously, as you can see by here, I'd be too scared to drop my oil pressure sensor or anything down there, so I can't even see what I'm doing. So what we're gonna do, first thing we're gonna do, I already lubed these up with some penetrating fluid, or you can spray with WD-40. You're gonna get a 13mm socket, crack both nuts, take both nuts out, disconnect the wipers. I'll show you guys. All right, well, you're gonna disconnect this hose. I'm gonna go get a little, show you on the other side. I just pull up like this. Let's see if I can do it with this side. I don't know if I'll be able to though. You kind of pull up and try and wiggle it out. Can't really do it right here. After you get the 2 wipers off, I used a wiper removal tool because that one was pretty fucking stuck on there, and I had a hammer. It was just a bitch to get off. But after you get that off, you got to get these clips off the cowl. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get all those clips off, and then you remove it. Those 5 clips off. You should be able to pull this off. Let's see if there's anything else. It should just slide out like that. And then this side, again, it just pops out like that. And then there's these hoses connected right here that you just want to pop off. So just these 2 hoses going to it, the wiper thing, you just pop those off right there. After you take the cowl off, you're going to want to cut like a square or a circle into your cowl. Now if you guys don't want to cut, obviously I'm going to say at the beginning of the video, but it's an easy way to do it, but it's not the right way. So if you guys don't want to cut into your car, just exit the video. It doesn't really matter. It's like a 25-year-old car, so not really much of a big deal to me. So you're going to see that sensor right down there. So you're going to want to cut right where this wiper is, a little towards you. So, and just drill down right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there, the yellow. So we're just gonna unconnect it, add your socket on there, unscrew it, and then put the new one in. But yeah, after you cut your square or whatever, you can clearly see the oil pressure sensor right there. So what I did, there's a hose in the way. I think it's a vacuum hose or something. What I did is I just zip tied it, you know, to get it out the way. So I have way more clearance right here. So you're just gonna wanna disconnect it and then try and unscrew it with your oil pressure sensor socket. Connector might be tricky, but how I got it off, I came to the other side of the car, and you see this piece is facing me. So what I did is I went down like this and I just popped it while pulling the wire with my other hand. So it came out. So it's just this clip that's holding you. You got to pry it back a little, and then you can see sensor is right straight down. So you want to get a 27mm 6-point socket and then just unscrew it. I'm gonna put tape at the end of my socket so nothing falls down also. So kind of funny way how I did it. This is how I ended up getting it out. So I'll show you guys. What I have is my 1 1/16 what's it called, deep socket, and you put it in there, and it's not just gonna go over. You have to kind of wiggle it in because there's kind of a wall around the oil sensor. I don't know if you guys can see. There's kind of a wall around there, and this is pretty thick. It's not a, you know, specialized oil pressure sensors, all this socket. So I gotta, you know, wiggle it in, and then once you feel it tight, then you crack it open, wiggle it loose as much as you can, a little bit, and then if you want to try and get it out, I'm just too scared, kind of. I'm scared that it's not gonna stick to this tape and it's gonna like fall in the back of the engine. So once I got it really loose, what I did is it's up like this, and I just feed my pliers like this, and I just kept on slowly rotating it like that, and then again keep rotating it until it comes out, and then you just pull it out with your pliers. And to get it back in, I'll probably use the pliers again, or I'll just see if it'll stick into the deep socket. Yeah, I got the new one back in. So basically what I did, this is the old one, but pretend this is the new one. Put the new one in the exact way I pulled it out. I shove it in, and I try and get it on the threads, and I screw it slowly, and I finally got it in. I think I'm gonna keep on screwing it with this a little more so I know it's in there for sure, but this is how it looks. don't know if you guys can see it, but it's in there. And I got it threaded in already, so now I'm just gonna keep on doing it with this and then throw the deep socket on there and tighten it fully. Got it on pretty tight with the pliers, so now it's time to just throw this socket on there, and hopefully I'm able to take it out. Hopefully this doesn't get stuck between the groovings around it and stuff, but I'll see. Sensor socket from Advanced Auto, just to make my life a little more easier because it's pretty hard to get in there. So after you start it off and get it aligned with the pliers, you can see in there, I'm just gonna go in there, right there. Just tighten it with your ratchet. It's kind of annoying to get back on, but basically what I did, because I can't put my fingers in there, I held one, I pushed it in with the screwdriver to get it kind of, you know, on there, and then I used another one with my other hand screwdriver to line it up with the clip, and then I push it down. So sensor's in there, so now I'm gonna start the car up, make sure the sensor works. I've never seen it work. It's always been at 0. After you make sure your oil pressure sensor works, then you could gonna go ahead and cut the zip tie. Take off the zip tie, so your hose is there now. And then yeah, what you guys could do is, I mean, I don't really cover up the hole. You could kind of put like duct tape there or something if you want to be safe. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Just put duct tape, because the oil sensor might go out again in a couple months, couple years. So for the next owner, it's easier if you just tape it up instead of welding or some shit. So put some duct tape, slap back on the cowl, and then put your wipers on, and then you should be good. Throw some duct tape on, and then I'm gonna throw my cowl back on, put all the pins in, and then your wipers, and then basically done. So yeah, just make sure you get that oil pressure deep socket, and to make everything easier, rather than if you try a 27mm or a 1/1/16 6-point socket, it's kind of gonna be hard. I mean, you could do it, but you're just gonna have to kind of hammer it in to get a socket flush on the oil pressure sensor. So I'd recommend a socket made for that.